Hello friends, in today's video I'm going to show you a new project which is actually my first project in Google Doc. So before this I usually do the project in Google Sheet. So right now I have this new project in Google Doc. So this is a very simple project. So as you can see here, in this Google Doc, I have a sidebar on the right of the screen. As you can see here, I have a keyword counter. So this tool is going to count the keyword from the Google Doc. So as you can see here, I have 3 keyword groups. And the first one, as you can see here, I have the company group. I have several companies here. And at the end of the keyword, you will see how many keywords in the doc. Okay, so as you can see here for Google, I have 3 of Google's in the doc. Okay, and 1 for Apple. So right now it's case sensitive, so you can modify it in the code. So right now I'd like to keep it simple, so I didn't do a checkbox to turn this case sensitive on or off. Okay, so right now it's case sensitive. So if you need to check Apple capitalized Apple keyword, you need to do it here at the keyword here. So basically, the functions here is used to check the keyword in your documentation here, and you will be able to add new keywords in the group here. You need to enter a comma separated values. So you also can enter sample. So let's do an Apple with capital A, and you can enter. So this new keyword will be added to this group. And once you add the new keyword, you need to save the change, or this change will not be saved to your document. So if you didn't save it, if you reload this sidebar, you will not see the new keyword you just added. You see here, the Apple with capital A is not present here. So let's do it again, Apple, and try to save it. So now the changes have been saved. And if you reload this page again, you will see the keyword should be present here, and the counter. So every time you refresh this page, the page will this tool will going to calculate how many keyword is present in the documentation. So you now see here they have a quantity here. So you can add multiple keywords so one time. So you just need to separate them with comma. So Apple, Google, Facebook. So as you can see here, you may see an issue here because you see there are duplicated values in this list. So for this issue, I didn't handle it in current project. So I think it will be a very easy fix, but that is not a big issue. Okay, so this is a function I'd like to share with you. You can add new items in this group, and at the same time you also can delete it. So if I see this Apple is duplicated and I'd like to remove it from this list, you can click this X. So once you hover over it, you will change to blue. So you click it, you're going to remove the item. Okay, it's going to delete it from the list. And I'd like also to delete the Google and Facebook. So once you all delete this, you need to save the change. Alright, so you click this save button, the changes will be saved. Alright, and also you can delete the group. And there is also an X button here, close button here at the end of the group. You also can delete it like this. And if you also can add new groups. Okay, there is a button here, this green button called new group. You click it, you add a new group. So for the new group, you can rename the group name. So let's say language. And for the new item here, you can not directly edit the item, but you can delete it and you add new items like a JavaScript, HTML, and CSS, and enter. So this will be added, and you also can save it. All right, so all the changes will be saved. All right, so let's add some text here in the documentation. So JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Okay, let's copy it and add more of them. And so basically, if you'd like to refresh the count of each keyword, you can click on this count button and going to count all the. So going to refresh the count for each keyword in the groups. Okay, so you can see here the CSS and HTML have been refreshed. And the JavaScript is case sensitive, so this JavaScript in lowercase will not be found in the document this document. Okay. I think that's all the functions in this simple project. And by the way, if you didn't subscribe to my channel, please go to my channel and subscribe it. And I will make more videos like this. And if you have some ideas in Google Sheet or Google Doc or other Google product that we can use at Google Apps Script, and you think maybe I can help you, you can send me a request or you can leave a comment below my video. So I may I will check it, and if I can help you, I will help you there. Okay, so please subscribe. And okay, so I will show you how to make a copy of this tool. So this is very simple. You just only need to go to Files and make a copy of this file to your Google Drive, and you will be able to use it. All right, let's make a copy and rename it for YouTube. So I keep this project as simple as possible, and you also can do more things like highlight the keyword in this document. If you, yes, you can do that, and more things can be done, I think. So basically, this is just for one single function to count the keywords in your document. Okay. And I think in the Word they have very similar functionalities, like the word count. So it's going to count all the word in the document. But this one is like to count all the keyword you like to see. Okay. All right. So this is a copy, and let's close the one I just showed you. And for this one is a file I'm going to share with you. So I just copied it here. So once you copy it, you should be able to see this menu here. If you cannot see it, please refresh this page. You should be able to see it. Okay. So once you copy the file to your Google Drive, and you find this menu keyword, and you click this on Open button. So for the first time, you should see this message. So we're going to ask you for authorization. Okay, so just continue and just approve. Click this advanced and go to this keyword project. All right, so allow the access to your Google Drive and document. All right, so once you finish it, and let me see if already. So you try to open this again. All right, so now it's show you the sidebar. So this is since this is a new document, so there is no groups, and I just put a placeholder. It's just a very simple group for keywords. So you need to modify this. So do some very simple configuration for your project. Okay, so let's make a copy of it. Let's remove this one, and let's rename this group to company. Okay, and for keywords, let's do Google, Facebook, and Yahoo, Apple. All right, separate them with comma and enter. So the keyword will be added, and you need to save it. Okay, so you need to save the settings. All right, so now you should be able to so the keyword groups are configured, and it will be saved to your Google Doc. Okay, and if you try to open it again, the settings should be loaded. All right, right now, and the count has have been refreshed as well. All right, and you can add new groups like color. Maybe like change it to language. For the new items, let's do HTML, CSS, Java, scripts. Let's do a capital J here and enter. All right, so let's try to save it, and let's try to run this count. Okay, so the quantity here have been refreshed. All right, so let's try to, if we can delete it. It's deleted, no issues. Delete it, no issues. And we can also delete this group as well. All right, so it looks everything just works fine, and I think that's all you can do now. If you're using this tool, it will help you with your daily work in the office. So that's all you need to do. So nothing needs to be changed in the script. And if you would like to learn more about this project, I'd like to share the script with you, and I'd try to do some comments about my script and how to build this project in Google Apps Script. Okay, so you can go to Tools, Script Editor to see all the code in this project. Okay, so this project is very similar to the project I've built in the past. It basically is a web application built with Sidebar. Okay, so as you can see here, I have a Code.js file to hold all the Google Apps script, and I have a Sidebar HTML to hold all the HTML tags here. Okay, I also have a JS.html file to hold all the JavaScript. So as you can see here, I have a script tag here to hold all my JavaScript in this file. And also I have very simple CSS. So as you can see here, I have a style tag here to hold all the style sheet style. So in this project, very simple customization about the application. Okay, so you basically don't need to do anything here, and you only need to focus on the Code.js sidebar and this js.html. So before we start, and I'm using, if you go to, I am using the Vue. Okay, I'm using Vue.js in this project. Okay, here is the source. So for a project like this, Vue is very good at it. Okay, and so let's do it from the start. So in this code.js file, you should have show sidebar. So this show sidebar, we're going to open the sidebar for you, and the sidebar, the UI of the sidebar should be created with this sidebar.html file. Okay, so we just to create the sidebar with the HTML content in this sidebar.html file. So this is a way to open the sidebar. So this open function is going to build the menu and the button, open button. Okay, so once you click this open button, you're going to trigger this show sidebar function. Okay. So for the other functions, so here I have find matches. So basically going to find all the matches in the text. Okay. So basically, going forward, we're going to have a value for the key, so the keyword, and the text we're going to be the body, the text of the body, the document body. Okay. So this is a function to find all the matches for the keyword. So this is a function to do it. And for this the count keywords, so maybe it's not very good to explain it like this way. Basically, it's going to count, it's going to find the matches keyword by keyword. So it's called count keywords. So basically, I have several keywords in the group, so keyword group, and I'm going to go through each group and go through each keyword in the group. So just group by group and keyword by keyword, and find the matches. Okay, as you can see here, for the first loop here, I'm going to map loops through the groups, and this is the second one. For the groups, I have an items object, and I'm going to also loop through the items. So I'm going to check item by item. Okay. And this is a function to save the changes. So basically, save the settings to the document properties. Okay. So for the document properties, you cannot see it in the in the Google Docs here. So it's just it just looks like a backend of this file. So you cannot see it directly, but you can get it in the script. So this is where we save the settings, the configurations. Okay. And also you can get the groups from these document properties. So we can get the settings from the document properties, and once we get it, we're going to present here in this sidebar application. And as you can see here, if we didn't find any settings, we're going to set a default settings for the group, for the keyword groups. As you can see here, we have a new group, and so I have a new items, and we also have some other parameters in this object. Okay. All right. So basically, that's all the script in this file. So, and now let's go to the Sidebar HTML file here. So here I'm using the Google add-on CSS. Okay. So if you don't know it, you can go to search Google add-on CSS. Add-on CSS. It's like a standard style of the Google. So it's make your application more like the Google product. Okay, so you can read this document. So all the stuff you need to know. So if you don't understand it, you can check it here. If you anything related to the style, to the CSS, okay. You can use your own. So basically, you can do also customization in this file. Okay, if you are familiar with CSS, there will be no issue for you. So let's go back to the sidebar.html file, and here I'm going to insert my own CSS, my own style. Okay, I'm going to insert it here, and at the end we have the script for the Vue.js, and we also have my own JavaScript also inserted here. So in, between the body tag, I only have one div have ID called app. Okay, so right now we just stop here for the sidebar HTML, and we go to the JS HTML. So in this JS HTML file is all the Vue.js code for this project. So at the very end, at the bottom, so as you can see here, we have this function. So once the page is loaded, we're going to run this function. So basically, we are going to get the groups. So basically, get the default setting, not the default, basically get the settings in this document. So if you can remember this get groups function, so you go back to this get groups. So this get groups function, you're going to retrieve the settings in your document properties. So you're going to all the settings if there is some settings already exist in this document. If there is no setting, we're going to load a default settings for you. So okay, so basically once we get these groups, and then we're going to go back to the JS file. So once we get this group, I'm going to assign this group to the data groups. So we have a data object at the top here, as you can see, and you can remove this. This is for test purpose. You can remove it. I think let's remove it. Okay, so basically this group is array. Let's get rid of it, remove all of this stuff, and leave it as an empty gray array. Okay, so this is a very simple. As I just removed something in it. So basically, for this data object, we have three parameters here. So one is the title, and the second one is the message, and the most important one is the group. So this group is array. Okay. So this group should be stored in your document properties. So once you get it, you're going to overwrite this array. So this is empty. So once we get the settings, we're going to assign it with the one we just retrieved from the document property. So here we can get the groups, the settings. Okay. Once you get it, so you can create this view object here. So for this view object, we're going to take some parameters like the element. So this is a must-have one, and you also have this data, which is defined here. Okay, and for the method, so basically these are functions we're going to use to add items, delete items, save the settings, just like that. All the functions we're going to define. So you have the data, you have the method, and let's try to see what a function we are using in this project. Okay, so for this method object, we have several functions like this. So the first one is used to add groups. Okay, so basically we're going to have an index, and I'm going to push. Basically we didn't have to use this index because we add the group at the end of the array. Okay, so we can remove it. So basically we're going to push a new group in this group array. Okay, so we call it this dot groups and push object. So this is a new array. So with the name, new group, and value, new items, only one items here. So at the since this is a new item, so the count is 0. So it's just like a default setting for new groups. Okay. And once we insert the group, we're going to send a message. So a new group has been added, and you need to save the change. All right. Maybe I need to fix this, not that. Save it. So it's very similar for this function to delete group. So for this one, we need to know the index of the group. Okay, so we just remove the group from this array. So very simple and easy to understand. And once we remove it from the array, we also send the user a message like this. All right, so this one is to delete the group, and the next function is to add items. So basically here we retrieve the items from the, we have properties here called new items. So for the groups, as you can see here, we have new items here. So which we're going to be in from this input field for the new items. So we get the new items value from that input, and we so if the input is not empty, we're going to split it with comma, and we're going to add each of them to the items array. We're going to push them to this items array. Okay, so this is a method to add new items here. So here you can do more things, like you need to validate if this item is already added to this item, to this array. So you can remove the duplicated values here, which is not, I didn't do it here. I'd like to keep it simple and don't want to show much more complicated stuff here. Okay, so you can change it here. So if you need to do it, you can do some modification here. All right, so once we added the new items in the array, and then we're going to empty these new items. So once we set this to empty, this input will be empty. Okay, and we also add a message to the end user. So this one is very similar to delete. Let's remove this log here. So delete item here, we also have an index. So we also just remove the item from the items array. Okay, so very similar to the group, to the delete group. All right, so this one, count keywords. So this count keywords function, we're going to run this count keywords function here. Okay, so once we update the keyword according to our text on this document, we're going to return all the counts here and return the groups. And also we also save the groups to our settings. Okay, so once we updated this group with all the count, we're going to update this group array. So we get the result from this function, and I'm going to update this group. And once we update it, and then we're going to give this message, means the keywords have been counted, and save it to the settings. All right. So if it's not successful, we're going to have an error message here. So not a big issue, and also remove this log here just for debug purpose. Alright, so it's very similar to this one to save the changes. Okay, if you click the Save Change button, you're going to save the changes to the document properties. Alright, so the last one is a function to clear the message. So you may see if I add a new item here, you get a messages here, and if you click this one, so click the input, the message was cleared. Alright, so this is what this function do. Just very simple to clear. Just set this message to empty. The message will be cleared here on the interface. Alright, so basically that's all the script, JavaScript in this file. And let's go back to the sidebar HTML file here. So here I have the title, and this title is from this data project. Okay, title. So if you need to modify the title here, you can modify the title parameters here and change the value. Okay, here. And let's go back to the HTML. And so basically here I'm going to loop through the groups, and for each groups we also need to loop through here for items. Okay, so for the group in the groups, I'm going to add a label here, and in this label we're going to have group name, and we also have we also have a X button here to delete the group. So if you click it, we're going to delete the group. Okay, and for this order, the list here for each items, actually for each keyword in this group, we're going to add it as a list item. Okay, so for this we also have a function here called delete item. Alright, so once you click the X button, I'm going to delete this item from this list. Alright, so the last one is this input for new keywords you'd like to add. So here, as you can see here, we have a event here called key up enter. So basically, you press your enter key and you release it. So this is a key up. For the enter key, we're going to call this function add items. So this add items function is defined in this method object. So we're going to call this function to add the new keywords. All right. Also, we have a function called focus. So once we focus on this input, we're going to clear the message. All right. So this is a list, and we also have some buttons here called count new group as save. So for the count button, we have a click function here called count keywords. For the new group, we have a function add group, and for this save button, we have the save changes function here to be triggered. All right, so this is all the buttons, and under the buttons we have this message. Okay, so if this message is not empty, we're going to show this message. So this is this v if. So it is conditional rendered. Okay, so if this message is not empty, we're going to have a message. And at the last end is just a message for you guys to subscribe my channel. Okay, so you don't need to worry about it, and you can delete it from this project. It may confuse your if you're using this for your team, I'm going to confuse you. So basically that's all I'd like to share with you. So okay, so actually I did some changes, so I'd like to test if it still works. So new groups works, delete item works, delete group works, So let's count. So the count function works, and save it. Save, no issue. And let's try to reload it to see if everything just works fine. Alright, so it looks everything just works fine, and I'm going to end this video, and I'll see you next time. So see you soon. Bye bye.